Guys, it's Katie from Pumpkin Latte Lover, and I'm here to talk to you today about the Would You Rather BookTube tag. I first saw it on a Blackbird's Books YouTube channel, and I really enjoyed her video. I thought it looked like a lot of fun, and I wanted to answer those questions too. So I'm just going to be looking down at my computer screen because that's where the questions are once in a while if you wonder what I'm looking at. So the first question is, read only trilogies or standalones? I just started getting into trilogies or series just in the last couple of years. I mainly read standalone books before that, other than when I was a young kid. So I would have to say that I would have to go with standalone books. There's some really great trilogies and series that I've enjoyed, but there's so many great classic literature standalone books that I really think that I would have to go with that. Number 2, read only female or male authors. I enjoy both genders. I like the perspective from males and females, but I would say that most of my favorite books are female written, and since I'm a female myself, I find that a lot of the times I'm more drawn to that perspective on life or on that subject, even though I do enjoy both, but I would have to go with female. Shop at Barnes & Noble or Amazon. Well, I live in Canada, so I don't believe we have any Barnes & Noble here. Our big box store would be Chapters Indigo, but I would have to go with that. I don't really shop online that much for anything in general, really. Sometimes I do buy from the Chapters website because they have a better deal than what's in store, but for the most part I will just buy from the bookstore. My favorite independent bookstore in my hometown also will order in the books for you if they don't have them in stock, so I don't really see a need to go online and buy them myself. And as well, I just enjoy browsing bookstores. I love picking up books, thumbing through them, reading the descriptions, looking at all the covers. I just enjoy the whole experience, so it's usually in the bookstore. All books become movies or TV shows. I would have to say TV shows. I think that the biggest problem and why most people are disappointed when they go to the movies to see a movie that's adapted from a book, that there's just too many details that are missing. It's really hard to take all of the details and thoughts and characters that are in a book and adapt that to a screenplay that's only going to be an hour and a half, 2 hours long, and that's a really heavy task to translate that all into that short of a time frame, and I think it works better when it's a TV show or mini-series where you can get all of those details in there. For example, Game of Thrones, I think that would be impossible to make a movie series. I'm really glad that if they were to adapt it, that they had adapted it into that TV show series. Read 5 pages per day or five books per week. So I would have to say 5 books per week. 5 pages a day would just take way too long. I could not imagine just getting into the story and then having to put it down again. That would drive me insane, and also my TBR pile is so long that would take me more than my lifetime to get through everything that I want to read. I think I'll already have a problem getting through everything I want to read in my lifetime, so it would definitely have to be 5 books per week. Number 6. Be a professional reviewer or author. I would love to say author, but in reality, my writing is really subpar. I would love to be a great writer, but I just don't have the patience to edit myself, edit my work. I'm not organized enough in my thoughts to really make it a great story, so I would probably be a reviewer. Only read your top 20 favorite books over and over, or always read new ones that you haven't read before. I would say that's a tough one. I do love to reread books. Some of my favorite books I know I've read over 10 times. I find something new to love each and every time, or it just feels like coming home when it's a story that you really love and the characters that you really love. But that being said, I also think that the experience of enjoying a new book and falling in love with it for the first time is just a great feeling, and you feel really accomplished and excited about it, and you want to talk about it to everybody, and I think that it would be really awful if I never ever got to experience that again. So, and with there being so many books in the world that I haven't read yet and I know I will probably fall in love with, I'd have to go with only reading new books. Number 8 says, be a librarian or bookseller. I also think this is a really tough question. I would love to do either of those jobs, and I would be quite happy in both, I think. but I would have to say a librarian. I find that the library was such a big part of my life growing up. I was always in the library, whether it was the one in my school or the local library, and I think it's really awesome that librarians can really grow with you. So, for example, my librarian was able to help me shape my taste in books from a very young age into young children's books, and then recommending me books all the way up through my adulthood. She really got to know me and what I like and what I might be interested in, and introduced me to lots of new things. And I would love to be that person for somebody else. And I think if you're a bookseller, it's a little bit harder for people to try new things based on your recommendation, just because there might be, that $30 price tag attached to the book, and then if you don't like it, you're kind of stuck with it. Whereas at the library, you try something new, you don't like it, you bring it back. No big deal. And then number 9 says, only read your favorite genre or every genre except your favorite. I don't really have a favorite genre. I feel like, there's certain ones that I tend to lean towards. There's certain ones that I really don't love. But I can't say there's one specific one that I'm always going to and never standing outside the box. I mean, I love classics, I love contemporary. I'm starting to try some young adult the last few years that I've enjoyed. So I would say that I would have to go with every genre except your favorite, because I think that even taking away one genre, there's so many others out there that I do enjoy, that it would be okay. Although I would hate to discontinue any sort of genre. Number 10, only read physical books or eBooks. So I do enjoy eBooks in terms of I like to take it traveling. When I'm at work and I have a break, it's really easy to just whip out that one thing instead of carrying an 800-page book around with me everywhere I go. But there is nothing that beats the used book smell, or holding that physical copy in your hand and feeling the weight of it. And I find when you start to get into the last half of the book, it really motivates you to keep reading when you can see the actual number of pages and you're almost at the end and you just want to see what happens. So I would have to go with physical books for sure. And that is all the questions. So that was really fun to answer, even though there were some tough decisions there. And I hope that you guys watching, if you like this tag, that you do it as well. And also go check out Blackbird's books. Her version was really fun to watch. And I'll try and track down the original tag for you as well and link that in the down bar. And if you like my videos, then please like and subscribe. And I hope to see you again next time.